With the recent announcement of Helldivers 2 coming to Xbox, I'm beginning to think that higher-ups at PlayStation have been observing Xbox's strategy of putting their games everywhere and are slowly but surely starting to follow their lead. With LEGO Horizon Adventure going to Nintendo and altogether sales on PlayStation, Nintendo, and PC being a little over 12 million for that title, in tandem with Helldivers 2, I think this is the case. I also think they are seeing numbers sold from Microsoft games on their own platform and realize there's money they are leaving on the table playing the exclusive game. There are 128 million Nintendo players, and while exact numbers are hard, there's between 28 to 30 million Xbox console users. That's at least 150 million customers you never catered to. Even though they get 30% of each sale, Xbox is still getting 70% of each sale on their games. That's not a bad price to pay to get access to all of those 124 million players between both PS4 and PS5 that they didn't have before. This is why I predict that within the next 2 years, we will start to see PlayStation single-player exclusives start coming to Xbox regularly. I honestly think that minimally, we may see the first Spider-Man game come to Xbox within the next year. Yes, exclusivity has been their mantra for the past couple of decades. However, the only thing big corporations care about is money and how big they can push that number each year. The one thing I can say, though, is that if this does happen, then that's awesome. I think consoles should be a part of the future for many years to come. I think you should be able to play on whatever hardware you want and whatever ecosystem you prefer, and be able to play whatever games you want on them. If anyone is hardcore opposed to this because you're either Team Nintendo or Team PlayStation, I understand where you're coming from to a degree. It is a bit jarring to leave that mindset behind. The advice I would give is just to have an open mind and see this would only help everyone. It would increase the likelihood of games and sequels getting made because there would be more sales, and on top of that, a bigger player pool to play online with. Just enjoy your games library you have right now and enjoy the hobby. That's what all of this is about. Not which piece of hardware is better, just enjoying games. The last piece of advice I'd give is to get a Steam account, and if you don't have money for a PC as well as a console, the Steam Deck is a great entry point into the PC ecosystem. The reason I say this is because there's a large plethora of games that consoles don't have access to, and with Steam sales, it's a really good value. Let the corporations worry about the numbers and fight their own battles. We just need to enjoy some games and have some fun. I hope to see you out there, whether it's dropping on bug-infested planets in Helldivers, or fighting the Covenant in Halo. Let's get it. On to the next section of the video. I'd like to do that with a little segment called Today in Gamestory. Just some fun gaming events or facts that happened from today's date. Did you know the first Final Fantasy game was released in North America on July 12, 1990? It took almost 2.5 years to localize and release it. It sold around 700,000 copies. Square Enix at that time, just Square, was facing bankruptcy. Hironobu Sakaguchi, I hope I pronounced that right, a young designer at Square, pitched one last-ditch project, a fantasy RPG inspired by games like Dragon Quest and Ultima. He called it Final Fantasy. He called it this because it was his final attempt at making a successful game before leaving the industry, and Square's final project, if it flopped. It saved the company twice, both in Japan and with that unexpected success in the US. Not only that, it paved the way for other RPGs to be successful outside of Japan. And thank goodness for that, because if not, I wouldn't have gotten to experience my first JRPG, Final Fantasy X. Let me know which Final Fantasy is your favorite. I hope you enjoyed this video. More than anything, I want to make positive content that highlights the good in gaming. If you have any thoughts or rebuttals, please put them in the comments. I'd love to talk with you all, and also if it's not too much trouble, please like and subscribe, and with that, I'll see you in the next one. I hope you have an awesome day.